Hello, this is Bridget Rao with Divine Essentials. Alright guys, so for the first video I planned to do here, I figured I was going to do the root chakra, but then I was like, you know what, let me tell people first how to work with their crystals before we start getting into the crystals and where they go and things like that in the chakra series. We're basically just going to talk about working with your crystals to cleanse them, clear them, and to charge them, okay? So I don't have all my crystals here. The majority of them are down in my studio, and I always end up recording at like 3 a.m. when my dad's asleep, so I don't like to go down into my studio because his room is down there as well. But I do have a lot of crystals here, as you can probably see, just not as many as I would like to have for doing those other videos. But basically, all crystals, they have their energy, they have their frequency. And when you use them, whether you're using them by yourself or you're using them with another person, you're using them in a healing session or meditation or whatever, they start to collect energy. And they're going to collect energy dependent upon what they're being used for and who they're being used on. So you want to be very mindful of your crystals and how you're working with them, who you're working them with, and make sure you're clearing them, you're cleaning them, you're charging them, and stuff like that. So my first go-to thing for clearing other crystals that have been working with other people and things like that is selenite, because selenite's one of the easiest ways to clear other crystals. You don't have to take all your crystals and move them. You don't have to give them a bath. You don't have to do anything. You just put a piece of selenite with the crystal you're trying to clear. And if it's not in a shape, or if it's not conducive to putting it on top of it, just put it right beside it with that intention that it's clearing the energy of that crystal. So selenite is my go-to way of clearing other stones. Now, other people also feel that quartz is a great way of clearing other stones. So I have this big piece here. You can also do the same concept as you clear it, but also be mindful that quartz is gonna, the same with this too, particularly this shape. Any of these will run energy, but quartz is an amplifier of energy. So if you want to clear your crystal while also amplifying it, then using a quartz point is going to assist you in directing that energy, but also intensifying that energy. It doesn't have to be in a point for it to work that same way. Quartz is one of the best ones for actually all your chakras too, and for helping to charge other crystals up, because it runs at such a high frequency. It's a charger, it's a clearer, it's a cleanser. It's gonna do very powerful work. So if you don't have any crystals, I would start with a piece of quartz or a piece of selenite to get you going, because selenite also is one of those ones that can work with every single chakra and help clear the energy. It can also to direct energy and run energy away from pain. Say you have pain in your knee, you would run this energy out away from the knee so that it would clear up anything that's going on in your body. All right, so another way to clear your stones or to cleanse your stones is working with sage or Palo Santo. Those are both great for cleansing any energy, really, and I recommend using Palo Santo in your space no matter what. But if you don't want to do a whole let me give my crystals a bath thing, or let me go outside and put them in the moonlight or charge them in the sun, then just lighting up some Palo Santo or sage can really help you to clear up the energy of your crystals. So I do this a lot, especially here, because I'm always doing readings for people. I'm always using this space for stuff. So you just get your Palo Santo to smoke or your sage to smoke, and you just cleanse them that way. And again, intention is key. You don't need to do anything in the physical. Your intention is powerful enough. You are a conscious creator. If you intend that you're clearing your quartz, you're clearing your crystal, you're clearing whatever, that is what you're doing. So be mindful of that in any of the work that you do, that you are the conscious creator. But when we do things like this, it helps us to really speed stuff up and make it seem even more powerful, because we are third dimensional beings. We have third dimensional tools, and it kind of just assists us with that intention. Okay, because we're intending all right, because I'm doing this, I'm clearing up my crystals, and you're making them dirty because it just got stuff on it. But we're still, recharging them. We're clearing off the energies of other people. So you can use stuff like Palo Santo, sage, incense. You could do, like, you could light some, or you could diffuse some oils and do it that way. Really, there's endless possibilities. Now, something I learned through my shamanic work is feeding your crystals. So I'm not sure how many people have you heard of this, but when you work with your crystal, you're taking energy from it. You're putting it to work. So if you have a client that has something major going on, and say you use a piece on their body, afterwards you're going to want to take it and you're going to want to feed it. And so you would make like a sacred spray. You could use I really like to make my own, but I also really love Florida water. So Florida water is available. I get the Landman and Murray's. I will try to link some down below. I do have some on my website, divineessential.com, and I think it's under like my favorite products or something like that, but I'll try to link it as well. But I make my own spray, so this is a grounded protection. So for me, if I'm wanting to like clear grounding stones, and it doesn't have to go along with it, but I'm kind of OCD, so I use something like sandalwood and cedarwood to cleanse or to feed my grounding stones, because it just seems appropriate to me. Now it's not going to spray. I haven't sprayed it in so long that sometimes they get kind of like icky. They get the gunk. But basically all you would do is spray the crystal down, or spray the crystals that you're working with. Let's see if this one works. Yep, this one works. So you would just spray your crystals and you're feeding them. So you're intending that you're feeding your crystals. And another great benefit of this is you're actually cleaning the crystal. So if you're wanting to clean your crystal, you could spray it down and then wipe it with a cloth, and now it's cleared and it's fed. So that's a great way to do it. This is Holiday Heaven. I was like, what does that smell? I forgot what Holiday Heaven smelled like. I haven't used it since the holidays. So those are two ways of clearing your stuff. You do want to be careful with water when you're working with selenite, because selenite is soluble. So when you get selenite wet, or if you were to like stick it in a bowl of water, it would start to lose its shape and stuff. You don't want to put that in water. You can spray it down, but just be careful, because especially if it was like in raw form, you don't want to get it wet. They can break apart. That one's a very solid one. You can be a little bit more rough with it, but they're very delicate. Like, if you just tap the side of it, it'll get like a little hole in it. So selenite is very delicate. You want to be careful with it, but it's very powerful. So another way to charge your crystals is to put them in the sunlight. So you'd want to take all your crystals and put them in like the windowsill, or in the summertime, what I do is I just like get a big I have all of these here, and then I have like an entire studio downstairs with more. So sometimes I'll just take them out in shifts, like whatever ones I'm being called to work with. I have like my main go-to ones that I have up here, but then I have other ones that I feel like are appropriate for down there while I'm doing activations and teaching classes and stuff like that. I like to have the energies in both places. So in a future video, I do plan to record some here and some down there to kind of show you other stuff, because when I see them, that's when I like get drawn and remember. So putting them just in the direct sun, you could leave them there overnight too, because you can charge it with the full and new moon energy. I mean, you can charge it with the moon energy at any time, but I feel like tuning into the cycles of the moon is beneficial. And if we're having like an eclipse, or we're having something major that's going on, that would be a nice time to put them out. So you could put them out into the sun to charge them. And if you're also wanting the benefits of the moon, like a full moon, just leave them out overnight in that energy, in that direct light. Or you could put them in the windowsill. As long as they're getting the direct light, they're going to be charged up with the energy of that. And again, I'm a believer that we're the creator of our reality. So if you don't want to move them all, you can just intend that they're going to receive that energy, because we're all receiving it anyways. They don't have to be in the direct light to receive it, but it kind of just gives it that extra potency. So those are ways of charging and clearing your crystals. But now activating your crystals, like, let me see. I don't really have any here that are going to be like a big change, but the next time I record with my little cabs, I'll show you. So basically, you would just choose the crystal that you're wanting to do an activation for. Say you're going to give somebody a gift, and you're wanting to assist them to bring more abundance into their life. You're wanting to help them to heal, to feel more powerful, to feel more confident. Citrine is a beautiful stone for that. So you could take that stone and just place it in your hands. So I'll place it in my hands with the intention to charge it. And so I'm a channel. So when I close my eyes and I set that intention, I actually start to channel in energy, and it comes through in my words too. Like I've done this before. A friend of mine had brought me crystals, and when I charged them, I think this is one of the ones that it happened to. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see, but before I charged this one, these little dots that are here were not there. After I did it, I activated with Lyran energy and the consciousness of the Pleiadians to, I don't even remember, honestly, because it was like last summer. But afterwards, when we looked at it, all of these little yellow dots appeared all over it that were not there before. And when I did it with a piece of purple labradorite that came to me very dull, it didn't look purple, I did it with that, it turned bright purple. So you do have the power to activate them, and they may actually have things like that happen where they change. I had a person that I knew in the past that got one of these, slept with it overnight, and the next day all of the crackles that were in it had started to repair themselves, because the way that this happens is by putting it under pressure. So they like heat them up and then they put them in the cold, or vice versa. I don't know exactly what the process is, but that's how the crackles come, is from the pressure of doing that. And that person was a healer. They slept with that crystal that night, and the next day they woke up and they were like, hey, like, where did all my crackles go? So this may be a good one to try to work with. So here's what this crystal looks like before the activation, right? We'll see if it changes at all, or if you're able to see the change. But I'm going to hold it in my hands, and I'm just going to tune in for the emissaries. I now ground the vortex all the way down into the heart center of Gaia, all the way down into that unconditional love. And here in the heart space, I call in the emissaries of light, the angels, the archangels, ascended masters, multidimensional being, Pleiadian, Arcturian, Lyran, Andromedan, Sirian, Vegan, avian consciousness, to assist in bringing this vortex back up through all the layers, through the crystal caverns and the energies and frequencies needed most at this time for this crystal and this piece. And we bring that vortex all the way up, surrounding the physical body, surrounding the crystal, connecting with the energetic frequency and aura that exist, rising all the way up through the edges of the atmosphere, through the stars, the planets, the moons, the galaxies, and the nebulas, all the way up, beyond the light of ALCYONE, our great central sun, through the healing, emotional waters of Sirius, through the abundant energy of Lyra, the expansiveness of the 12th dimensional avian consciousness, the advancement of the Arcturians, the healing of the Andromedan. All of these energies combined, we rise all the way up into the light of source where all information is known. We speed the vortex up to just under the speed of light for transmutation. Anything inside of this vortex that is not the vibration of the Mahatma, the love without condition, and anything that is outside of this vortex that is not in that vibration will not be allowed in. All of this will be transmuted out, healed and transformed. We ask for a pillar of light to come down into this crystal now to activate it to its highest potential ability, to heal and to transcend, to release any energy or stagnancy inside of this crystal, to charge it, to awaken the consciousness of the collective, to awaken the crown chakra of each individual who tunes into this message, into this activation. Allow their crown to expand and to receive the downloads and the information that is stored within this ancient piece. And allow that to be felt, body, mind, and spirit, to connect with the ancient eyes. Bring tingling energy into the third eye to awaken it, to decalcify the pineal gland, and bring them into alignment with the truth of their throat, the integrity of their soul. Breathing it down into the heart space, allowing unconditional to flow infinitely. The strength and the power and the confidence needed at this time to overcome any obstacles, balancing the divine feminine and the divine masculine energy, integrating the sunlight and the moonlight into this piece to clear karma and down through the root, connecting, grounding, protecting. We ask for all of this energy to be integrated into each individual who connects and sees this piece. For each individual who will now hold this piece in the future to receive the benefits. And we thank you. All right. I'm not sure if you guys can see, but I do see a little like more rainbow in it. I don't know how well you can see. Maybe if I put the light on it better. They're not showing up on the camera. But there's rainbows. And what we noticed too is that when I did the activation, I did it with a piece of amethyst. And like I left it because I was activating them for my crystal candles. So I had a piece of amethyst like this. It was very clear and light. I activated it and I looked and it got really dark afterwards. Like the purple got really dark. And then later on I came back and it was very clear again, like you could see through it. So it like transformed a few times. So right after the activation, they may appear one way, and then a few hours later, they may appear another, and then they may go back. And crystals also can disappear on you. Like you can have a crystal like sitting right here, and you see it every day, and you never touch it, you never move it, and then you come home one day, and it's gone. It's like, where the hell did it go? So that stuff, like these crystals do have like that ability to kind of just disappear. And it's like people will say it's because it served its purpose, you know, like you no longer need it, so it's going to its next owner. But I've literally had that happen where I'm like, you know, I know that I had a certain piece, and then I look and it's like it's just gone, and everywhere I try to find it, it's gone. So that can happen. But basically, you just, to activate your crystals, is just set your intention. So this is a purple piece. I think this is one that I did activate in the past because you can really see the purple in it. I have others downstairs that I'll show you where they're dull. You don't see the flash. You don't see the purple. And I promise you, like I showed before and after pictures of it. So it did make a difference. And people did notice. And there was also like faces that appeared in it. And this one actually has a lot of glitter in it that appeared, but I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it's there. Like it's very visible to the human eye, and I know that once I upload this, like the quality gets even worse. But those are ways to activate, those are ways to clear, those are ways that you can work with your crystals. Another way to cleanse them is to put them in like a bowl of water. So sometimes I'll take like my stones from my mesa and I'll just place them in a bowl of water. And if you really want to cleanse them, you could put some salt in. I like Himalayan salt, the pink salt. You can get Epsom, like you can get whatever salt you want, but you mix it up and you put your crystals into the water to cleanse them and let them soak for a few hours to release the energies that they've had, because they have emotional body too. So everything here in this physical world has its physical body, its emotional body, its mental body, and its spiritual body. And you know, the physical one is the one in my hand. The emotional one exists around it in the aura. And then the next body, the mental one, is a little bit further out, and the spiritual one is a little bit further out from that. So it's like there's 4 layers, you know, and you can help to clear all of those energies through working with them in different ways. So the emotional body would work with water really well, or you could just call on the Syrian collective to send their energy down, you know, put it out in the stars, in the energy of the stars, put it out at night, and ask the Syrians to cleanse its emotional body. Spiritual body, I would call on Source or Creator to bring that energy into it, to activate it further to its potential. And you can also connect with your crystals through meditation and just ask them what they need. Ask them what type of activation they need. Ask them what type of healing they're going to help you with. Because just because this is good for the heart chakra and grounding and things like that doesn't mean that it's not going to be able to help you specifically with something else. Maybe you have a past life that needs healing, and it's going to step up for that potential to help you with that. So again, crystals all have, you know, their basic things that people say, like, oh, this is what this does. But that doesn't mean that that's, you know, the only thing it does. So you want to communicate with your crystals through meditation, and you want to trust what you receive. It's not going to be a big booming voice from outside of you that's like, I'm here to work with you with this. It's just going to be an intuitive knowing. You're probably going to hear it in your own voice. And the Magician's Stone too, this is a transmuter. Labradorite is my favorite. So if you are a starseed, Labradorite is one that you really should have. And I feel like this is a charger for the starseeds. Like this charges me back up. That's why I have so much of it. That's why I got the big pillar there. I have a huge piece downstairs that I love. I have them like spread out all over the place. Like people gift me it. I have an entire collection of jewelry. And it's a beautiful stone. It helps you a lot. Let me grab a couple pieces. I can't see that well over here. But this is like how much I love it. Okay, so I have this necklace, I have a couple hanging in the bathroom. I have this one, I have this one, I have this one. Like, I just love it. So if you are a starseed, if you're an empath, if you're a light worker, and you need a crystal to work with, and you're not sure what to start with, get yourself some of this. This is the Magician's Stone. It will help, actually is another one that will help all of your chakras. So quartz, selenite, and Labradorite are perfect to help you with all of that stuff, and it's beautiful. Like, I actually want to have some, my kitchen, my dream home will have a kitchen counter of Labradorite, and I just love it. It's so powerful, and it's a transmuter. It's like the Magician. If you're into tarot, this is like the Magician of crystals. I also have a bunch of necklaces and earrings over there on the other thing, but I just wanted to show you a couple pieces so that you could see how beautiful it is, because sometimes I feel like they don't get justice. When you don't see the flash, you're like, oh, you know, it just looks like another stone, but they have such beautiful flash. They're so amazing. Like, this is the go-to one for me. And then of course we have like moldavite and things like that are great for starseeds, but for me, Labradorite, and it will help you to charge, and it will help you to clear other stones, anything, and really you can program any stone to do anything. So keep that in mind. Talk to your crystals, put them in the sunlight, put them in the moonlight, use sprays, feed them, nourish them, love them, and they'll love you back. So that's my brief little introduction to working with the crystals. The next one that I'll do, I'm going to go downstairs and find a bunch of root chakra crystals that we can talk about, and we can talk about ways to balance your root chakra and what types of crystals may be beneficial for that chakra. Okay, so thank you very much, everybody. If you like the video, hit like. If you want to leave a comment down below, that will help me out to grow the channel and to find out what other things you may want to learn about and know about. I do have a list of things to get done on this channel, but I'm very busy with the Bridget Rao channel. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers over there now, so trying to, you know, separate my time, my energy, my attention, and sometimes this channel doesn't get as many uploads, but it is growing, and I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'm here to help you, so let me know what you want to know, and I will try to get those messages to you. And I know you guys like the readings, so I will do more pick-a-piles and things like that as well, but I just wanted to get rolling on this because I did say I was going to do it, and then every night I'm like, well, I don't have all my crystals, so I gotta make that dedicated thing to tell you guys that I'm gonna go downstairs into the studio and we're gonna do this. And so now that I've said it, I have to honor it. I have to do it. Okay, so thank you guys, everybody. If you'd like to donate to the channel, there's a link down below. If you'd like to send a deck, there's an Amazon wish list that I will use in future readings. If you would like a private reading or a guided meditation or channeled reading from the emissaries or a message from the emissaries, all of that information is down below. I am on a 2-week wait for services like that, so just keep that in mind. And all the prices and everything are listed down there for the basics. I do have other things that I offer through the website, and I think that is it. So again, thank you very much. In MUNAY, namaste.